Okay. All righty. We'll wait a few minutes. I'm still waiting for Roberta to. All righty. Okay. I'm waiting for Roberta to join the stream. Okay, I'm waiting for Roberta to join. Great Greba, I sent you messages as well as the StreamYard links if you're watching. I sent you the StreamYard link in Discord. And Roberta, I emailed you the StreamYard link. Yeah, so either one of you, both of you, can join at any time. We'll wait a few minutes and see what happens. Roberta confirmed it with me that she is ready to go on. So let's hope she's not having any tech issues or something else didn't come up. Otherwise, I would have to improvise. This was planned. We were going to do story times of our old wild days, so to speak. And yeah, we were going to do that. And yeah, so we'll see. So yeah, no grandma bullies, no haters. Although if neither one shows up, it could devolve into that. But let's see what happens. So we're going to wait a few minutes. And we have a couple of people watching. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, that's not it. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So how is everybody doing this fine evening? Would you believe that I spent all day, and this was not on my agenda at all, but it has to be a record. I was on a few panels earlier today on other people's live streams. Yeah, indeed. I know some people would say go get a life, but it is what it is, and it was fun. It was an honor to be on those panels. And now I'm waiting for my panelist to show up. Okay, I hope nothing wrong happened, like the power or the internet got knocked out over where she is. Okay. Okay. Let me write her. Anytime. Send the link again. Send the link again. Okay. All right, we'll see what happens. See if she's on Instagram. My gosh, yeah, I know. Awkward. Let's see if I can learn to do awkward a little bit better, you know? Let's see if we can get awkward. Ah, we got her. Yay. I was worried, you know, it's like, because
sorry I'm late.
It's okay. Better late than never, they say, right?
Yeah.
Better late than never. So far, we'll wait a few minutes before, see if others show up. It seems to be all of a sudden, everybody's got a live stream going on at the same time. It's been live streams all day. What is it? Is it a special live stream day?
Friday night during quarantine. Everybody's doing their live streams because they can't go out.
This is true. Although a lot of places have reopened, you know. But yeah, it was.
Grebo said that she can't make it. She's got a migraine, so I know she suffered a lot of
I know
stuff. So she's all stressed out. I said, don't stress out about it. I said, I get migraines too. I know how that goes.
Yeah, so do I. Like I get how that goes. Oh, poor. Okay, well, we'll just have to do it. We'll just have to have her on another time then.
Yeah.
We'll just have to have another time. We'll try and hold this off.
Oh, we're live, huh?
What?
We're live, right?
We are. Although right now I don't seem to have any viewers. Yeah.
You know what? And I didn't make a video. I could go make a video right now and say, come to Fedora's channel.
Could you?
Yeah, I invited Brian, Green Eyed Cat, and I invited Siri. So
okay, cool. That would be cool.
Let's see.
But it's like today, all day it was live streams, and I was on a few panels today. And yeah, I was on a few panels today, and then other friends had their live streams. So I went into the live chat. It was like, that's all I've been doing all freaking day. It's like, I don't have a fucking life.
Nobody has a life right now.
I don't have a freaking last life, It's like I'm on I was on panels and stuff, There's one guy who is going to be helping me move my merch out of Teespring and into Shopify because better print-on-demand services, cheaper shipping in Canada, and cheaper shipping on Canada, better choice of products, all that lovely stuff, better profits, better prices, better everything. So I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
I'm going to make a video real quick.
Oh, yeah. So
you can be on it too.
Okay.
Oops, hang on.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm going live on Fedora's channel right now. Say hi,
Fedora.
Hi, Fedora. I'm going to put the link to her channel in the comment section and in the description box. So come see us now. Okay, bye.
Oh, we're here.
Okay.
We're going to be talking to ourselves. No, I prepared it an hour earlier, but usually my regulars, they're all with other live streams right now.
Okay, let me copy your link. Now let me put that video.
Hey guys, I'm going okay, we got a few people in. Hi, whoever's watching. Welcome to Straight Talkin' Fedora Chick and my guest, Rockin Roberta. For those of you who don't already know, we are just waiting a few minutes to see if a few more people will stop in. Rockin Roberta is doing my PR on Instagram for me because Lord knows I suck at it.
No, this is YouTube. I'm putting a video on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Real quick.
Okay. That's cool. Okay, I thought it was Instagram. That's okay.
To her
hey, whatever works, right?
I don't really work Instagram or anything. Link to her. I don't work YouTube. I just, I stopped like a year ago is pretty much when I stopped.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so upload. So that should upload in about a minute.
Yeah, it shouldn't take too long to render.
It's like 15 seconds, so.
Yeah, I don't think it was even a minute long, that video. Yeah, it's like, unless you're using my computer, and then things can take forever. Because my computer is so, hey, Pick Girl!
Hi, Pick Girl.
Welcome. We've been having a lot of live streams today, eh, Pick Girl? Since last night even. Poor Pick Girl.
Okay, so it's up on my channel now. So let me go ahead and put your link.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Talkin' Fedora Chick's channel link. Come say hi to us. Exclamation point, smiley face. Okay.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, I shared it on my Twitter already, and I shared it in the Discord. I shared it in my Discord, and all that lovely stuff.
Okay. So, yep. The link is up there.
Hi, Side Pocket, Lee Amanda. Good to have you.
Side Pocket. What's up? Hi, Leah.
Lee Amanda, yeah. And Pick Girl. Okay, we're getting a few people in. Okay.
Side Pocket. Haven't seen you for a minute. Side Pocket's been around on my channel forever.
Really?
Right? How long have you been watching my channel, Side Pocket? Like 3 years.
Wow.
I want to make videos. I just have no motivation whatsoever. So thank you for getting me motivated.
Well, I hope so. I mean, today, one of the lives, I participated in a panel and it was kind of sad because she's leaving YouTube for a couple of weeks and she doesn't know if she's coming back. A friend, you know, and like a short story long. There's this. Oh, you got sober around the same time in 2016. Well, congratulations.
You probably stayed sober though.
Congratulations, sock. I'm
Yes.
about to call him sock puppet. Oh, sorry. I was about to call them sock puppet. I don't know why I keep having that in my head, sock puppet.
Definitely a process, my friend.
Side pocket. Congratulations. Seriously, congratulations on 4 years of sobriety. It is an accomplishment indeed. So good to have you along for the ride. 1.5 years? Okay, well, congratulations. You got through the most difficult, the first year. It is the most difficult when you think about it. But yeah, but short story long, like there is a friend who is who might not be returning to YouTube. So that was kind of sad. Yeah, some evil woman in the UK is trying to run her off the internet and she might well succeed.
Being harassed.
Yeah, my friend. Well, I've been harassed by that same woman for over a year now, except she's not going to get me off the internet.
Wow, it's so creepy when you have problems with people on the internet.
I know. Like this is a 60-year-old woman who never left high school. Not my friend, the woman who's bothering us, the woman who's been bothering us and harassing us, threatening us. Some people who doxed, not me. I've been lucky. I guess I've been lucky I haven't been doxed. But this is a 60-year-old woman who engages, she doxes herself and then accuses the rest of us to get out of her bad deeds, And so that's what it's been today. That's what the kind of day it's been today,
Moonchild. Hey, roaming free Lily.
Hi, roaming free Lily, Moonchild. Hey, yeah. Moonchild. That's a Rory Gallagher song. That's a Rory Gallagher song. Anybody remember Rory Gallagher? He was a great Irish guitarist, blues rock guitarist of the 80s and 90s. Very few in the Americas know who he is, but my father introduced me to all that. Yeah. So cool. Jenny Cakes November. Good to have you, Mohammed. Yeah. Yeah, Mohammed, you're right. People on the internet can be petty. Mostly lonely people that cause drama. Absolutely right, Mohammed. Yeah. I'll be that for a while, putting groceries away. Hope you guys are doing well. We're doing okay, roaming free, Lily. I'm glad you're here to listen. Yeah. Kurt is sober. Oh, okay. You wrote that. All right.
Yeah, Kurt is doing great. One of the people in our recovery community cleaned up. His brother's had a channel for a long time, been sober for a long time, and his brother finally did it. So we're so excited.
Right. So something good happened recently. Something good happened. We have to celebrate those victories from wherever we can find them, right?
Yep.
We got to celebrate those victories from wherever we can find them.
Cakes. Jenny Cakes is here. Hi, honey.
Who?
Jenny Cakes.
Oh, Jenny Cakes. Yeah, Jenny Cakes November. Welcome to Straight Talkin' Fedora Chick. Yeah, okay. For those of you who are new here, I think most of you have seen me on Roberta's panels before. Yeah, so now we switched it up and we're on my small ass channel.
Friday night party, guys.
Friday night party. Okay, usually I do commentary videos, but every so often we have a little fun. And tonight is one of those nights. We're not going to be talking about YouTube drama. We're not going to be talking about 60-year-old bullies who are obsessive, and we're not talking about haters. We're gonna be doing story time. We're gonna see where this goes, what we're gonna talk about, and we're gonna see where this goes. If you got any questions or comments or whatever out in the chat, please feel free to let us know. Nova Ray.
Hi,
Nova Ray, you finished your stream.
I'm playing with my cat in the background just in case anybody wonders why I'm whipping.
Do you want to is Milo ready for his close-up tonight?
Let's see. Let's see if I can distract him so he doesn't run away.
Milo usually doesn't like to be on camera.
Oh, he hates the camera.
Yeah, I remember he
dirty looks.
Oh, he's hiding, is he? Oh.
He just gives me dirty looks.
Side Pocket's dinner just got delivered. Well, bon appetit, Side Pocket. Bon appetit.
Yeah, I know, Side Pocket. I'm so happy about that. You can tell he's doing good because he keeps checking in.
Well, cool.
30 days or something.
That's great. Yeah, Nova Ray, we're doing something a little different. We're sometimes we do a little story time or we do a little fun chats. Honestly, I've had a day today. It's been a very bizarre day today. And tonight we're just going to have a little fun. We're going to turn it over to the chat. If you have questions for us, we could do that too. Both of us, we did a stream last Friday night because it was my sobriety birthday last Friday. So we kind of celebrated, had a little fun. Hey, Sri.
Sri's here.
Yeah. So we're just going to have fun. Like I said, Nova, we're not going to be talking about haters. We're not talking about 60-year-old grandma bullies. We're not going to be doing any of that in this stream. But I hope you can stick around, Nova. It should be fun. It should be fun. But don't worry. I'll be back to my biting commentary very soon. In the next video.
We had another friend that was supposed to be here, and she's not here because she's got a migraine. Grebo. Hopefully she'll listen in. I should text her and tell her to listen in.
Well, I don't know. If she's got a migraine, she's probably not going to be reading her phone. Yeah, Great Grebo, another friend of ours, was supposed to be on with us. Oh, there. Cool. All right, Nova. So anyways, it's like, Grebo was supposed to come on with us tonight, but as Roberta pointed out, she has a migraine. As a fellow migraine sufferer, I know what that's like. No screens, no lights. I know I have my dark room for when I have my migraine, so I certainly get her. Either way, she has the StreamYard link. If she's feeling better a little later on, feels up to coming, she's welcome to come on. There you go. Feel better now that you're here, Sri. There we go. Oh, we're doing okay. We're doing okay, Sri. We're doing okay. So yeah. I'm afraid Grebo is having a migraine. Yeah. I mean, if Grebo's feeling a bit better later, I did send the StreamYard link, so she's certainly, if she's feeling up to it a little bit later, she's certainly free to come and join. Yeah. Yeah, Side Pocket's gone to get dinner. Oh, thank you, Nova Ray. Yes, please leave a like. Oh, shoot. I don't have any mods tonight. Ooh. I don't have any mods tonight. I'm going to have to assign one. No, Roberta's a mod. Yeah. But I need
I'm a mod and I'm watching the chat. I'm chatting with the chat too, like this. So we're not just constantly talking over each other and stuff.
No, that's fine. So. Okay. We've got one mod. Okay, we should be okay. We should be okay. It seems to be it's going to be a quiet chat now. So yeah, it seems to be okay. We'll just keep an eye out for the trolls.
We'll be bigger trolls than them. What are your rules as far as trolling goes?
Okay.
Any racial slurs? Otherwise, I don't care.
Well, no racial slurs, no homophobia, the usual. And Jan's reviews is banned. Under no circumstances is she welcome in this chat.
Jan's reviews?
Jan's reviews or Jan's views, whatever she calls herself, under no circumstances. I think I banned her in the dashboard of my channel, my dashboard on YouTube. I think I banned her. But in case she slides through, because Jan is also the queen of sock accounts.
What's her name again?
Jan's Views or Jan's Reviews. I think she's Jan's Views these days. But she has sock accounts and she has minions.
It's so weird that people like to harass people in there.
This is what she does. She doxes people. She doxes herself and accuses others of doing it. That's what she does.
That should be illegal, doxing.
Actually, it's funny you bring that up because there is a guy, for the love of God, I forget her name, But there was somebody in the live chat of a stream I was on panel in earlier this afternoon, and he was starting a petition for the U.S. to send to the U.S. government to make doxing illegal.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I wish I remembered her name, because if I did, I would find her link, and I would put it in the chat for those who would be inclined to sign this said petition. But yeah, that's what she's doing. She's Jan's Blues, Triantra, Jan's Blues. But yeah, it is. Yeah, migraines are horrible, Jenny Cakes. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Quiet riot. So yeah, that's the only thing. Jan is not allowed in here. And
Nova says happy birthday.
aw, thank you,
What
Nova.
do you call your sobriety birthday? They call it a belly button birthday for your regular birthday. And what do they call a sobriety birthday? Just sobriety birthday, right?
I think so, yeah. I think so, yeah. I mean, me, it was more of an issue with drugs than alcohol, but yeah, you know, the law hasn't caught up to technology. No, you're right, Nova. It's true.
I have a lot of birthdays. I have my alcohol-free birthday. I have my opiate birthday, and then I slipped up on a benzo in October. So I've been technically my recovery birthdays. I have 10 months.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You have to be technical. I don't like that though, because I'm like, well, my drug of choice was opiates, and it's been almost 2 years. Besides, some Suboxone, but
No, we
so many rules in AA and stuff. I still go because it keeps me straight.
Sure. No, sure.
Like,
whatever works, right?
Lots of birthdays are fun.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we had a fun time last week, so we're doing it again this week, and we're doing it again.
The law hasn't caught up with technology. Ain't that the truth? Or the world hasn't caught up with technology, right?
When you put it that way, I guess not. Yeah, I have 6 days off after tonight. All right, Sri.
I know. Siri's always working though. Always, always, always.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're getting some time off. I'm so glad you're getting some time off. Yay. I'm getting so glad. So yeah, stories from the past. That's what we were supposed to talk about. Wild stories. See, do we call her? Okay. So we were going to talk about wild stories of our youth.
Yeah, Fedora Chick never talks about wild stories. So, but we were going to talk about stripping. So we had 3 ladies up here that was going to talk about our stripper days, because we were all 3 of us, me, Grebo, and Fedora, were strippers. And we were just going to kind of talk about what that was like. And I don't know, how'd you get into
back in the days before OnlyFans?
How did you get into stripping? Like, what made you do that?
What made me do that?
Yeah, how old were you?
Okay. I left all of a sudden an abusive relationship, like all of a sudden, with only the clothes on my back. And I had moved in with a friend off the island of Montreal, about an hour outside of Montreal. And I hid there for about a week. And then I had no money. I had nowhere to transfer my addresses to, you know, get my mail or anything like that. I had no transfer. And I needed fast cash. And there was somebody who hooked me up with a booking agency up in Quebec City. Look, you could get your travel paid. You could travel around, see a bit of the, you know, of Quebec and outside of Quebec. And you could travel around from club to club with this booking agency. And you can make some quick cash. You travel around. Your ex won't find you because you're going to be moving. You're going to be moving constantly. So I thought, you know, okay, sign me up. At that time, I was a skinny size 5. I was a skinny size 5.
How old were you?
At 5'8", it's pretty skinny.
Oh yeah. How old were you?
I was in my 20s, in my mid-20s, 25, 26 maybe. Yeah, so I was a late bloomer. I did not start when I was in my teens like a lot of the girls did.
Yeah.
But, you know, I needed the fast cash, and it was a learning curve. You know, it's not that easy. It's kind of like there are unwritten rules with the girls, you know, because you have to get along. You're going to be sharing sleeping quarters with them, you know.
Yeah, pretty
much.
much.
You have to get along with them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a wild ass bunch.
It is.
So what was it like the very first time you danced for somebody or went on stage? What was that like for you?
Awkward. Awkward. It was so damn awkward. Somebody had to select my music for me, some very, very generic pop music for me. And somebody like taught me, look, you don't have to be an expert at this. You don't have to, you don't have to, you're basically there to flaunt, to flaunt yourself and, get your table dances. Where I lived also, $10 dances were becoming a thing. Okay. And that's involved touching. And that was something I was not prepared to do.
And that was a lot back then.
Yeah, I was. I was not prepared to do that for things, which is another reason why I took the traveling circuit.
Yeah.
Because I went to the provinces like in New Brunswick or in Ontario, where there are stricter laws regarding this sort of thing, like no touching allowed and all of that stuff, And I thought stricter laws, and I noticed stricter laws in another province makes me more money than this province and its lax rules did.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? I noticed that too about stripping. It's like the girls that looked, similar to me, and we did the same, and we started the same shift, and we'd end the same shift. The ones that were super, super, touching and sexual and grinding and all that stuff, they didn't really make all that much. They might have made like an extra $100 or something, like that, but it wasn't like anything spectacular. And I didn't, at the time, I used to be kind of like the girls that didn't touch and all that. We would kind of shame the other ones that did. And I'm not like that anymore, just because it's like whatever. But I remember at the time there were like specific types of girls. There was those, and then you had girls that would leave the clubs and stuff like that. But yeah, I noticed that the girls that were grinding, and I mean, girls would literally get down and guys would leave with their pants wet. I mean, I remember occasions like that, because the VIP room, right? That's where it all went down. What's up, Eric? He said he was a stripper too. Were you
a stripper too? He was a stripper too. Yeah, it was. I mean, like you go to New Brunswick, they had a room specific for the they weren't table dances. They were, in other words, it was away from the bar, because also New Brunswick had a hygiene law over there that like a naked girl dancing at a table where food and beverage are being served, not exactly hygienic, and I can see their point.
Oh, so you were full nude?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did.
They're taking things off. Yeah. On the other hand, New Brunswick, though, if you're doing a stage dance, they do not allow you to strip completely on stage. That's another good thing. Whereas in Quebec, you do. Your second. It depends. Some clubs it's two stage things, and some places it's 3. And by the last one, you have everything off in the province of Quebec. But in New Brunswick, with their own morality laws, you couldn't show nipples and you couldn't show down there.
So did they serve alcohol?
Yeah, they did. But if a client wanted a dance, they would have to go into this room. And it wasn't a private room either, so everybody could, so there was really no, that's all it was. So everybody's keeping an eye on each other. There was a bouncer in there making sure everything was kosher, that nothing more was happening than the girl dancing for the guy.
Yeah.
And the guy was not touching. Because like I said, because of the hygiene laws in that province, no naked dancing near at the same place where food and beverage are served.
Yeah.
Which I could get.
Yeah. When I was a dancer in Arizona many, 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 many years ago, they had naked clubs, but there was no alcohol allowed in those clubs. And then this topless dancing, you could serve food and alcohol.
Okay.
So I always danced I didn't like the way my cookie looked. I didn't want to show off my cookie. That's the only reason why I did topless dancing.
And that's fair, do what you're comfortable with, I mean, I knew my limits, and I knew what I was prepared to do and what I was not prepared to do, and I was free with that. No one forced me to do anything I didn't want to do. You know what I mean? Brian, I think, just dropped by the chat.
Brian says he can't hear. Why can't he hear? Hang on.
Why can't he hear? Or maybe it's a typo.
April's here. Hi, April.
Hey, April.
Why can't you hear, Brian? I got to type it out because he can't hear.
Oh, dear.
April's here too. Yeah, I remember I was barely 19 and I was making minimum wage at a job. I was working at a junkyard pulling parts, and something pretty catastrophic happened to me in my life where I needed to come up with some money, and I was terrified, and I was like, how am I going to come up with this money? And I'm like, you know what? At the time I was doing Budweiser promotions already. And so I would go around to bars with doing Bud promos, and I was doing lingerie shows already. So we would walk around bars in our lingerie and get paid that way. And also, so I was doing those types of jobs already. So I knew girls that were strippers and stuff. So by the time I became a stripper, I knew what it was all about, kind of. But I was still terrified. I remember the first time, it's so funny. I remember the first time I went up on stage, I had him play Lynyrd Skynyrd, Call Me the Breeze.
Wow.
And I got up on stage and I was so nervous. And I remember the very first, Nikki's here.
Yeah.
The very first table dance I ever did. I remember going up to the guy and I was all nervous and shaking, and I was like, this is my first time. Would you like a dance? And he's like, hell yeah. Of course he wants to pop my stripper cherry, right? And so I danced for him. I remember he kept me down. Back then that was $5 a table dance. And this was in Arizona, so it was a lot lower. But honestly, those table dances, they add up, right?
They do. They do.
And I remember he kept me there for like $50 worth of dances. And then I was fine after that. I was a pro by then, But it was definitely, I had fun because I worked at a lingerie store. So I had fun with my costumes.
Oh, cool.
I loved getting dressed up, and, I worked at a lingerie store and I got a discount.
Oh, cool. So that helped when you got your costumes, I remember there would be these people, traveling salespeople with these suitcases selling costumes.
Yep, I remember this. Yep.
The traveling salespeople. One of them was actually a seamstress. She actually made the costumes herself, and she was selling them, and she was taking it on the road and going to the club selling them. I bought some cute stuff, knowing, hey, this is something not everybody is going to have. So that was kind of cool because I like to do things a little different, and I thought that, that's kind of cool. But the other thing was, oh yes, I was but yeah, I was a bit of a rocker back in those days too. Yeah. Hey, April, I was a waitress, haha, button up skirt and tie, haha, closet thing to flirting with customers. You know what it is, I mean, in addition for dancing for these guys, because sometimes you got to have a conversation with them. Yeah. Depending on the laws of the various provinces you went into, because the laws vary from province to province. But the places where that allowed and actually encouraged the girls to, talk up the guys and all that, quite a bit, quite interesting, because you're also playing their nurse, you're playing their therapist, you're playing their babysitter. And you're
being paid as a sex symbol all at the same time. So
all at the same time, it's like, wow, I'm a jack of all trades. Okay, I'm a jack of all trades.
I remember sitting there with customers that would just come in to see me. They'd bring like $100 or $200 with them, and we'd sit there, and I'd sit with them for an hour and we'd talk or whatever, and maybe I'd do a couple dances. But I had quite a few regulars that would come see me every week, and I always knew that when, Bob's here, so I know I'm going to make $200 or whatever, you know what I mean? And so, and then it got to the point after doing stripping for a couple years, it's like you have all these regulars and you're trying to work each regular, what was your favorite? I like dancing during the day because it was slower.
Depended where I was. Sometimes the better money was in the daytime because it was a few guys who had money. Hey, Liam. Somebody named Liam O'Donovan.
Wow.
Hi. So yeah, so sometimes in the daytime, I mean, there were fewer customers, but they were regulars and they were devoted. So they had money to spend and spend it they would. I don't know. It is both, it's such a different perspective, like literally night and day, literally in the literal sense. Making the thing. I will tell you one night though, I was in a rural area in rural Quebec. Okay, somewhere in rural Quebec, down the St. Lawrence River. And there was a huge ass snowstorm. And this couple also ran a motel as well as their club. They had a motel. And so there were a few customers that were stuck in the bar because the snowstorm was so bad. You're in a rural area, so snow removal ain't happening right away.
Canada, right?
Yeah. It ain't happening right away. So they were stranded. They were going to take a room at the motel because, they can't go anywhere else, right? And one of the guys, he was drinking and getting himself drunk. And this guy, spent $200 just on me.
Yeah.
Just to have me entertain him. $200 just to dance in front of him. Nothing else. No touching. Nothing else. And that's what he wanted. That's what he did. That's what he paid for. That's what he got. But I think that was my most memorable time because of the snowstorm. And they were snowed in. And his friend had the other girl that was with me because it was only two of us because nobody else could make it because of the snowstorm. We had already arrived before the storm, so that's why we were there. And so so his friend had the other girl, for the whole evening. So that was fun. We made a boatload of cash from just those guys.
Right.
Pardon me?
Probably fun.
Sorry?
It was probably fun.
It was. No, these guys were respectable, even when they were drunk. They didn't try nothing when they were drunk. They were probably too drunk to notice much, if any. The more the evening was going on, the more I think they were too drunk to notice how much money they were spending.
Yeah. Honestly, I loved stripping. I really did. I got to live out this this fantasy, rock star fantasy in a way. Yeah. The costumes, the adventure, the excitement. It's just, and I was good at it. I didn't drink while I worked. And I would go in there, I'd make my money and I'd leave. I didn't really hang out with very many people that worked at the club. A couple girls. I stayed out of the drama. I'd go in there, make my money, and I'd leave, and it was fun. But there was a lot of drama at times. You'd see girls getting really messed up.
Oh yeah. No, there was drama. Yeah. I mean, where you have girls that are addicted, some of them in trouble with the law, some of them dealing with child protective services, and there is the drama, but not every girl was like that. There were a few girls who were doing it, who were actually straight arrows. They were doing it to pay their way through school. There's
a couple girls like that. Yeah.
They were doing it to pay their way through school. They weren't there for the drama either. These girls were there to make their coin, and that was it.
The majority of the women who were stripping, the girls really, because it was a bunch of people in their 20s, the majority of them were single moms.
Yeah, I had a lot of I ran into a lot of single moms too. A lot of them in trouble with child protective services, or what we call youth protection here. A lot of them in trouble with, already in trouble or had already lost custody of children, not because of their of the job, their stripping job necessarily, but because they had drug problems.
Yeah,
they had drug problems.
a lot of mental health issues in the strip club, right?
Yeah, and also a lot of them had legal issues. They were dealing with criminal issues. They had criminal charges on them or had warrants for their arrest. So that was another reason for them to travel all around, harder for the cops to find you. Although if the cops come into a club and decide to raid one night because they thought, well, they got, I don't know, they would get word or something. They would come and raid or do an inspection to make sure everything's kosher. Well, then, yeah, if a girl has a warrant out for arrest, no, she ain't so lucky. She's gonna get carted off and taken off to the Hooskow.
What were these raids you're talking about? I don't think we ever had
drugs, because especially a lot. I don't know about the United States, but here in Canada, a lot of these clubs are run by it's money laundering for gangs. They're run and owned by gangsters. I'm not going to say who.
Oh yeah, yeah,
which ones?
Yeah.
And they need a place to launder their money. So yeah, there's a lot of drug trade going on too. A lot of drug trade going on. And then you get some clubs, it's funny. There is one club that we used to pass on the highway, I never worked there because at this particular club, let's just say anything but dancing was going.
Right.
Like they were getting it on the tables. Like talk about breaking hygiene laws, it wouldn't fly.
I have seen members out of their pants and action going on in the VIP room, boy. That's something I never participated in.
No, me either.
But I would watch it. I'd be in the and I'd be like, whoa, and I'd be like, you're like dancing and you're looking around, and all of a sudden you look next to you and you're like, whoa, somebody's getting down.
I know, huh? I mean, something about this club. I'm going to tell you who owned that one. You're going to two provincial cops.
Oh, really? Own the club? That makes sense.
Cops are just as corrupt too.
Oh, hell yeah, if not more.
Two cops own this joint.
One of the guys who owned one of the clubs that I worked at, they actually got into one of them shot somebody. He was going to work. He got there early, and somebody tried to rob him, and he shot and killed the guy.
Oh, no.
There was a lot of weird. And I remember all the guys, there was like 3 owners, and I remember all of them dated strippers. And, there's always some kind of drama going on,
Oh, wow.
I had a boyfriend. I met my boyfriend. Well, so I had a boyfriend that was a stripper.
Did you?
Yeah. And I met him. I was actually selling thongs to the male strippers at the strip club that I met him. And he ended up working at the club that I worked at as a bouncer. So I was pretty straight. Like I said, I wasn't big into grinding. Every once in a while I'd sweep my little, cross, every once in a while I'd get a little close, right?
Right.
I wasn't an angel, okay? But there was a line. I had boundaries. And anyway, so my boyfriend at the time, we'll call him Gregory.
Sure.
He was the bouncer, and he was constantly watching me, and I remember it got so annoying. I saw you get close, and I'm like, dude, I didn't get close. Like, whatever. I didn't see any space in between you. I'm like, no, dude, it's not. I'm fine. And it pissed me off so much that I ended up, getting. I would end up like grinding just because he would fuck with me all the time. What did Pit Girl say?
Pit Girl is saying, I think I would be a good stripper. I often do a private show for my boyfriend. I don't know if I would have the guts to do it in public. Kudos to you, Rockin Roberta. Thank you, Pit Girl. Thank you. This is why I don't judge people doing OnlyFans. I may laugh at a few content creators doing OnlyFans, like the idea of Nikocado Avocado doing OnlyFans.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm going to laugh at it, but I'm not going to judge it. But I'm going to laugh at it.
I'm the same way. I'm pretty open-minded. Even with any kind of sex work, I'm open-minded. It's a necessity for people. It's not going anywhere. And, as long as they're adults and they're consensual, I don't care what people do.
I don't like it when other people judge, other people judge. And this is largely why I get disillusioned with a lot of so-called feminists. like on Facebook, for instance. There are some of them that are so to the extreme. They're like, well, you were exploited. It's like, excuse me, stop infantilizing me.
No,
I would know if I was exploited, and because I was already pretty street smart by then.
no, I was able to live. I grew up undereducated. I grew up in a lower socioeconomic part of town. It allowed me opportunity.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like I said, I did mention there were the straight-laced girls, the straight-hour girls, who were simply doing it to pay their way through school. You know what? They finished school with no student loans on their backs.
And there's a lot of moms that were raising their kids.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, so it's like, and don't judge, don't judge us. Oh, Nikki, does he caress cheeseburgers?
Who?
Nikocado avocado, I think he's referring to.
Oh, do you know Nikocado avocado, Nikki? Green Eyed Cat says he's okay, 15 to 20 weeks in respite. Did someone say strippers? I'm only he can't hear because he's in the hospital, so he can't listen.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, he's just watching us. He'll have to read our lips or something, and we'll have to do it in kabuki. Eric said, do you guys laugh at guys who go to strip clubs? I laughed at a few of them, I'll be honest. I laughed at a few of them. Some of them were so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Some of them were just so ridiculous. Like I had one that talked to me endlessly. Like some of them have some very strange proclivities, okay? And some of them really gross, okay?
Tell us.
One of them said he liked a girl that smelled like cod.
Cod?
Like the fish?
Like fish. Interesting.
He liked a girl that smelled like cod.
Interesting. He must have had a girlfriend that had some BV and it brought him back some memories.
I don't know. But some of them, like I said, some of them have some really, really strange proclivities, I mean, and that was just one such strange proclivity. And he was so rude, and he was a cheap ass. Like he wasn't gonna hire me for a table dance anyway. I can usually spot that within the first 3 minutes.
Oh yeah, right when you walk up, you know whether they're gonna say.
Yeah, exactly. Do the hi, how are you thing, and then he went on to his little spiel about he likes cod smelling girls.
I had a guy pay me $100 one time to massage my feet.
There are a lot of people with foot fetishes.
It was great because I was like, you're in high heels all day, and here comes this guy, and he's like,
yeah, why not?
Massage your feet for 20 minutes. I'm like, hell yeah. You know what, Eric? Also, you have different types of like strippers too. You have strippers that are hostile and they hate men, and they're like, fuck these assholes. I'm gonna get whatever I can from them, right? And then you have, should I not curse? Sunny ass, what's up, baby?
Hi,
and then you have girls that, are like I love doing it. I love the guys, I was grateful to them. I had fun. Then you have people, so you have different mentalities. So you have really hostile women who are like laughing and making fun of the guys and stuff. But for the most part, I think girls are just trying to have a good time and make some money. But then you get really mean type chicks too.
Oh, and I've met my share of those, and the thieves, and the thieves. There are some like keep your purse or your whatever close to you, like keep it really close and never ever take your eyes off it.
Where did you keep your money? I just kept mine in my garter.
Well, I didn't have a garter really. I mean, I had a little purse thingy that I took everywhere with me.
Oh, you did? You had a little like change purse.
Yeah, and I kept everywhere with me. Like I took it everywhere. You can't take your eyes off that for 2 seconds.
Oh, no. I just kept my money in my garter, and then like every time my garter would get filled up, I'd go, and then I'd like wrap it around my garter like a knot. You know what I mean? And then I'd go in the back. I wonder if girls still wear garters. I wonder if
I don't know.
Old-fashioned thing.
Sonny said the best job she ever had was bartending at a strip club. Can't remember much of those days.
Yeah, Sonny's a guy, by the way, and he's he's super hot too.
Sorry.
And he just got his degree. Can we all say congratulations, Sonny?
Congratulations, Sonny.
Woo! He just got his degree. I'm so happy.
All right. Good for you. Well done. Well done. So yeah, that is But yeah, so that's for me. Yeah, there were girls that were hostile, and you can't take your eyes because there's one thing you gotta learn quickly. I mean, you are at the end of the day, you could be friendly with the other girl. You could, but
But
don't trust them. Don't trust them.
no, you can't. And really, I mean, you think about it, when you're in a strip club, you're with the bottom barrel of society, man. You've got anybody
Yeah,
and everybody coming in. You're dealing with chicks with lots of crazy mental stuff. I would get in there, I would get out, and that was it.
yeah, that was pretty much my thing.
Yeah, every once in a while I'd come and I'd have drinks, like, and I'd get dances and stuff, and party a little bit, but not very much.
And there were some that were like, there were some nice guys that I enjoyed talking to. Guys who were intellectual, with university degrees and careers.
You actually meet quite a few of those too.
Quite a few of those, quite a few of those. There were like lawyers and accountants and CEOs.
The majority of them were those.
I think I ran into a judge once.
Oh,
I
yeah.
definitely run into cops. I definitely run into my share of cops.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You run into.
And I'm not talking about cops who are doing inspections or raids. No, cops that are there during their off time, recreating.
Yeah, you run into a plethora of men, that's for sure. Anywhere from construction workers to doctors to cops to. And I always so golfers were my thing. If they, you can always tell a golfer by what they're wearing.
Sure.
And so I'd always go straight to the golfers. Like, for some reason, golfers are my thing.
Yeah, I wear the pastels and the very loud pants and yeah. I know how they. I know. Yeah.
Sonny made the mistake of dating some dancers, but then again, I played in a metal band, so that comes. Oh, we should have Sonny up sometime to tell us about his dating strippers metal band. His metal band days. That would be so.
Well, if he's inclined, I have no trouble dropping this StreamYard's link to.
You want to come up, Sonny? Do you want to come up and tell us about the stripper you
or what? Yeah,
you dated?
Because I'll drop you the StreamYard link. You just have to click it, and I bring you in. I bring you on panel. That's that easy.
Sonny, do you want to come up real quick? Just for like 10 minutes. Tell us your story, and then we'll let you go unless you want to stay.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody say, come on, Sonny.
Come on, Sonny.
This is a fun stream, I can tell.
I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link.
Sonny, she's gonna drop the link. Come up and tell us about your stripper story.
Here we go. It's in the chat. It's gonna be in the chat in 2 seconds.
There you go.
There we go.
Click it, Sonny. Click it.
Click it.
April says, congrats.
There you go.
Sonny's my age. I think he's a couple years younger. He just got his.
All right, we're getting some support from the chat.
Jenny says, come on.
And Nikki says, Sonny, hashtag Sonny. Pick Girl says, do it, Sonny.
He's sitting there thinking about it right now.
Oh, hang on. He's with his little one right now.
Okay.
He says she's still awake. His child is still awake. Okay, I understand. All right.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Oh, yeah, it would have been fun to hear, she's still awake. He said.
I believe you.
All right. Don't worry.
What?
Some other time then.
What was the craziest thing that ever happened at the strip club?
Craziest thing. A few drug raids. There was one such drug raid down the lower St. Lawrence River. There was a raid. Okay, the inspection, finding drugs, all that shit, licenses, make sure there are no minors being served, all of that,
What would they do during a raid, though? Would everybody have to just sit there and wait?
They would ask for a lot of IDs from the girls, like ID cards from the girls, and ask for ID cards from the bartenders and the waiter or waitress, everybody who worked there, even the owners, some random customers, And there was one of them, he asked me for an ID. One of the cops asked me for an ID, and he says, I want to talk to you. I'm like, what about? Like, what about? And he says, he says, What's wrong? Am I breaking the law somehow? Uh, could you come down to the station with us? At that time, I knew my rights because that was the one thing I learned first. That cop raids are a regular happening. So I learned what my rights were. And I said, am I under arrest? And he says, well, no. I said, then I'm not going with you.
Okay.
And he says, but you should come with us. I said, look, unless you're putting me under arrest, and in this case, and then in that case, I wouldn't have a choice, obviously. No, I'm not going. You say what you need to say here, right here and now.
That's kind of creepy. It sounded like.
Oh, I know. And he says, well, we're interested in your boyfriend. And that was the abusive ex. I was
okay.
interested in your boyfriend. I said, what about him? I hadn't seen him in like months, and I haven't set foot on the island of Montreal in months. And what about him? What about him,
Yeah.
Says, well, we're looking for him. I said, well, I hope you find him.
Look somewhere else because he ain't here.
I hope you find him because, I really did want them to find him because eventually I knew I would have to go back to Montreal and I didn't want to run into him again. And he really did deserve to be arrested. And I mean, I pressed charges against him, but nothing ever materialized from it.
So did you ever see him again when she started stripping?
No.
No, that was kind of it. So he never.
No, that's not true. I'll tell you when. 10 years later, I was done with my stripping days. And by then I was working as a taxi dispatcher. I was leading a normal, so-called normie civilian life. And at a metro station on my way, I was working the evening shift as a taxi dispatcher. So on the evening shift, while getting out of the metro, I found him sleeping on the floor of the platform.
Wow.
But he didn't see me because his eyes were closed and he was out of it and he was sleeping. I just ran. Before he opened his eyes, I just ran. Zip. Ran, went to the office, went to my...
Was your heart beating all fast?
Oh, yeah. I was running literally, like it's like 2 blocks from the metro station in question, the office where I worked. And I ran literally the 2 blocks to the office, from the metro station to the office, to my work. Like people were asking, you okay? You're out of breath. You look like you're going to have a heart attack. You look all pale. And it's like, luckily they were understanding. I told them the truth. I said, I ran into him. I ran into him at the metro station. So they allowed me some time to collect myself at the job. So I was lucky there. But yeah, it was quite something. And then after that, I never saw him again. I don't know if he's still alive even.
Wow.
I don't even know. He's, as far as I can tell, I found his sister on social media, but from what I gathered, they hadn't been on speaking terms for years. The sister leads a perfectly normal life. She works as a nurse. She works as a nurse, and she's married and has 5 kids.
Wow. That's a lot.
So she's leading a normal life. She hadn't talked to him in years, and I wasn't going to bother her.
Yeah. There's no point in that.
No, she's leading a normal life, She's leading a nice normal life. It's not for me to start entering that, it's not for me to enter that or try to reunite with her. It's not for me to do that.
Sonny says, I served soda in the club, LOL. It was when the laws changed, so the chicks were totally nude, but no drinks. That's an American thing, right? 1 soda minimum, LOL. I was the only guy in there other than the bouncer. That's so funny.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that about you, Sonny.
Wow. Early 2000s, before pills made me not fun anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be shy, Sri Yantra. That's from Pick Girl.
He said, Siri says she was a young African student making tuition for university, LOL. It was only for the night. She was 22 and I was probably 19. That's hot.
Indeed. It was all not truly cool back in the day.
Can you imagine how guys must, like, if they score a stripper, like going to the strip club and they score a stripper, can you imagine how, like, excited that must make them feel?
Yeah, especially if they can't, get a date in actual life. I'm not going to make fun of that because I can't get a date either to save my own
But
goddamn life.
for a
But
stripper is a big deal. Did you ever go home with any guys from a strip club?
I actually dated a customer.
Oh, you did?
It was a long distance relationship because he lived all the way up in northern Quebec, in a region called Lac Saint Jean. Um, it didn't last long though. There were just too many issues. Like he kept bouncing back between me and his ex-wife.
Wow.
Kept bouncing back. He wasn't decisive.
Would he go to the strip club?
What?
Would he go there while you were working?
Yeah, he would.
Yeah. Would he like hound you about it, or was he cool?
Not really. He was cool. He understood the game. I mean, I have to say he was pretty good on that score. He understood the game. He understood the hustle.
Yeah.
It's a hustle. When you think it's a hustle.
Yeah.
It's a game. It's a hustle. And if you're going to be that close to somebody in real life, you got to understand that hustle. You got to understand that game.
Yeah.
And if you don't choose to even try to understand it, then maybe they're not suitable,
Yeah. I had so my ex-boyfriend, his name is Chachi. He's here in Arizona and we're still friends. I was in my early 20s when we dated, and he was a customer at the strip club. And I remember he would come in and he would not look at me ever. And I was like,
wow.
Why is this guy not looking at me, And it piqued my interest. And I was like,
Sonny's here.
what the hell?
He's in the green room. Hang on, put him on. There he is.
Sonny, look at that handsome boy.
You got your child to sleep?
Yeah, she's sleeping, but I can't be on for
Can
you hear me? I've never done this before. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. We'll kind of stay quiet so we won't wake her up.
No, it's fine. She's in the other room.
I gotta go pee real quick. I gotta
All
hear.
right, we'll get acquainted with each other.
I'll be quick.
But yeah, I've never gone online for or on YouTube for anything, so it's kind of strange.
It's okay. It was for my first live stream. It was strange too. Yeah, it was strange too. Don't worry, we all get there, but we get the hang of it. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Do I?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I just post a few videos of, guitars and stuff like that whenever I feel like, but, I think like most people, I want to make, get a YouTube channel started, but it never ends up transpiring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So,
well, in due time.
I gotta be back for this.
There he is. I was just asking him if he had a YouTube channel.
Are you gonna start a YouTube channel?
No. She was asking me if I had one, and I was just telling her I don't, but I would like to. But it's like I think most people play around with that idea, but then you never end up doing it.
Yeah, Sonny's been one of my subscribers forever.
Yeah, long time.
Seen him though. Look how handsome you are.
Speaking of subscribers, for those of you who are new and haven't yet subscribed, please consider subscribing.
Yeah,
but
subscribe.
I wanted to clarify my story about, since you guys were talking about the strip club thing, and so because I know it's hard to believe, but it's like I didn't intend on doing that. Like most of my life through my 20s and my 30s, I was I wrote service for car dealerships. Like in the service department, the guy that you don't like he calls you at home and tells you, hey, you came in for an oil change, but you need $2,000 of work, So I was doing that most of my life, and then that business kind of, I wanted to get out of it, and I was playing music. I've been playing music my whole life while working, because trying to live the dream.
Yeah.
And then so my drummer's girlfriend, she waitressed at a local place, and this was in the early 2000s, and it was nothing like back in the 80s because I'm in Atlanta, so it's not like the Gold Club and these expensive fancy schmancy type places. It was a little place in like in my town, but it was popular, like it was known for a long time. But by then, she waitressed there, and they didn't serve alcohol anymore because they were like right on the border of the city. So if they wanted to be completely naked, then they couldn't have any alcohol. They would have to just serve soda. So they decided better to have them completely naked and serve soda and see what happens, I guess. I don't know what their business plan was. But so one day I'm hanging out at their apartment, and she just kind of mentions to me, she just waitress. So she didn't like have many friends from the club come over, but a couple here and there every now and again would come by or whatever. And
Pretty sure.
I'd meet them, say hello or whatever. But so one day I'm hanging out, and so she asked me, she said, "Hey, would you be interested in bartending at the club?" And I was like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "But I'm not a bartender. I don't know." She's like, "No, we don't serve." So I've never been in there, also, and it's right near my house. And for some reason, I went to all the other ones in Atlanta and in the city, but I'd never been to this place because it just looked like a shitty place. But I needed to work and stuff, so I was like, "Are you serious? Like, did that just fall in my lap right now? Well, I don't care how much it pays, but okay." And so I did it, and I went in, and then I realized that they don't really hire any guys inside to work there. If anything, like there was a girl that was bartending previously, and for some reason they wanted another guy inside there, and I'm not no muscle man, but so they had the bouncer, and then I'm there, and a lot of college over 18 kids were coming in there, on Friday, Saturday night. So they'd get drunk outside somewhere else, and then they'd come in and they'd be like, "Dude, can I work here?" Because it's like, and then older guys too. After a while, they'd be there for a few hours, sitting in the corner in the shadow, in the back somewhere, and they'd ask, "Hey, how do you get a job here?" And obviously, I wasn't gonna tell them how or whatever, but I was I was the envy of my friends for a long time.
That is so funny. One thing about the dives, because I prefer to work in dives because I'm like, I'm going to go to the dive and be the best looking chick there and rake out the cash. That's how I always thought, and even when I was a bartender, I'd work in the dives. And because the dives are where the money's at. I don't know why.
That's true.
It is. It was my experience too, exactly. These old, decrepit, falling apart places. Okay, that should be condemned probably, but those were the money-making places. And then the newer fancy places, all the fancy white lights, neon lights, and the fancy glittery stage and everything. Oh, I didn't make much money in those.
I didn't have fun in the pretentious bars either. But so tell us about the girl that you dated.
Well, there was a few, but there was just one in particular because she was good friends with my drummer's girlfriend. So so since me and him were always together, so they and so she was actually around my drummer was a little bit, sorry, I keep moving the phone. Okay. He was a little bit younger than me at time, and his girlfriend was even younger than him. But the girl that danced at the club, she was around my age. Yeah. But she didn't look it at all. I wouldn't have guessed in a million years. But I didn't do anything. I worked there the first day, and then I went to their apartment in the evening, and then his girlfriend said, "Oh, so and so's been talking about you the whole time, whatever." And then, of course, in places like that, because I didn't have any experience with the culture of places like that, from the back end,
Right.
So, and most girls that are in those places, they're very kind of outspoken and forward with certain things. And so she straight up said, "I have to get them before any of the," and I'm not, I have never been one to be like, think that it's like a chick magnet, like I walk in somewhere and I'm gonna, but I'm in this environment and it's nothing but girls and they're all strippers and they're literally not even, this was not a big place. So the stage, like the bar was here. I could walk 5 paces and the stage was right there. So,
right.
And I worked there for about 3 years. So after a while, like I wasn't even looking at them anymore. I'd be watching the TV screen in front of me.
Yeah, you
And
get used to it.
you get kind of used to the whole thing. But anyway, so back to there's more to this story. That's why I wanted to come on and tell you. And I got to tell you quick because I can't be on too long. But so
okay, real quick,
girl,
before you do, real quick, Pit Girl says, Sonny, you are such a cutie pie.
Oh,
okay.
God, an admirer.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So this particular girl that we started hanging out. She drank a lot and I was drinking a lot at the time and having just hanging out. I wasn't tied down to anything, so we hook up and stuff, and about couple of months go by and I'm in her apartment and she's not there because she had to go do something, and she had been cleaning out like her drawers and stuff. The room was a complete mess. You couldn't see the floor. And there were all these magazines, porn magazines. She must have been collecting them. I wasn't going to argue with that. I at one point in my youthful years was an avid collector myself. I was like, so, I'm looking at them and I'm like, wow. And I happened to see a club. Okay. The club, it was called Club magazine.
Yeah, I know that one. Yep.
And there was, I can't remember who it was, but because this was, mind you, it was like 2002, maybe. This was a famous porn actress was on the cover. So I remembered it because we had that same exact issue in my practice space. But the issue was from 2002 and this was 2004. Okay.
Hi, Jesse.
So I'm flipping through this and I'm like, oh yeah. And I've looked at this same magazine a billion times. Okay. I could tell you who's on the pages.
Wow.
And so she comes home in the evening and I just happen to say, hey, I have that. We have that coincidentally, that same magazine. How funny is that? And she said, really? And she sits down next to me, opens the magazine, flips through it and points right to a whole section of just her, all of her.
Wow.
And I'm like, I just fulfilled the adolescent freaking dream here, right?
Wow.
So I mean, yeah. So it's like,
and you had no idea.
I had no idea at that time. Wow. I mean, okay. In her room, she had a couple of frames with some magazines, like it was velvet, and she was on the cover of it. And I didn't want to be like, oh my God, holy shit, is that you? Oh my God, look at me. I didn't want to be like that. So I tried to just play it cool the whole time. I didn't say anything about the pictures of the cover of the magazine or nothing the whole time. I just tried to be a cool dude about it. And then she shows me so basically I was looking at her 2 years prior before I even knew her. If you could, understand what I'm saying?
So crazy, yeah.
Yeah, right. So,
whatever happened with her?
She moved around all over the place, different states. She actually ran away with my drummer's girlfriend because my drummer at the time, and I didn't know this, he was not a good guy. If you know what I mean, with physical type thing, which I had no idea because she was such a sweet girl. I mean, it was one of my good friends, almost a best friend for many years, his girlfriend. So I treated her like my sister. I picked her up at night. Whatever she needed, if she needed a ride, I did whatever. So it was very. So yeah, one night we went back to his apartment. She was gone, and the other chick was gone to Texas or somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, that must have broke your heart.
Oh no.
No, because she was crazy a little bit, and so I knew that. I knew that it wasn't, it wasn't gonna be anything.
Yeah, but you didn't know that at all. I
mean, what I felt bad. I didn't want her to think that I was like him, like me and him, like I condone that. That was my big worry.
Yeah.
I just wanted her to know that, I didn't know about all that.
Yeah.
So,
wow, that's such a crazy story.
yeah. I had to get that out and tell you. I couldn't type all that stuff in,
I know.
So, we're glad you came. I'm really glad you managed to come up.
Can you, will you tell us real quick about your school?
So I finished in July 20th or 22nd or something like that. And that's it. I just got to look for a job or something,
And it's what's the profession again? It's agri.
Well, I went back to school for anthropology because
that's right.
And it's, for something like that, you got to have like a doctorate, to really do something in it.
Oh.
Which I'm not going to do at the age of 45.
Right.
So I just wanted to do this because I had too many classes that I already had in the pocket, and just having a bachelor's degree, I've missed too many life opportunities working in shit jobs, and I have a family now. I can't. The music thing didn't work out, so I had to grow up.
I'm so proud of you. Do you guys, I have to tell you real quick, Sonny has been my subscriber since the beginning, like years ago when I was going through my crazy time. I know your baby, but anyway,
That's okay.
I remember when you started school, you were terrified. You're like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. And now you have a degree.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
well, the thing is, the subs, being on subs had a lot to do with the way I was thinking about it, because I was never a scaredy cat about anything before, I never overthought anything. And then just the way, it's been so many years on it, it's like you change, like not excited about anything anymore, it's so to push through that and have to just do it and make sure I'm keeping in the right frame of mind was hard.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. I'm happy.
You done good. You done good, Sonny.
Done good. It's so nice to finally see your beautiful face. Thank you.
It's not that beautiful. You're embarrassing. But yeah, I appreciate you letting me get on though, because I wanted to clarify that,
Well, you know what? Let me know when you make your channel so I could tell everybody about it. And also you can let us know what it's like to get a degree, a bachelor's degree at 45. And I don't see why you can't get a doctorate. You're young still. Well,
no, it's the thing is, we've been holding on week to week this whole time. Like, how long has it been? 2 years, 3 years?
Roberta, keep it going for 2 minutes.
What's that?
Roberta, if you can keep this going for 2 minutes, I'll be right back.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I just, I made good money from the ages of from 20 into my 30s, and I had the energy to be beat up by the general public and stand on my feet for 6 days, and then you see how pills help with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where it started, was back when they were oxys, the yellow 80s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is late 90s, but I didn't get hooked. I would play with them, but I like to drink, so I didn't want to do this, do it all together. So I would play with it a little bit, chipping, as they call it, and then years went by without it. And then, but if somebody had something, I wanted something, you know?
Sure.
And once, I don't know if it was age or things got boring or I don't know what the hell happened, but suddenly it became plentiful. And that was, about 7 years ago. And people were just coming over, opening their hand and saying, "Here, dude." And, when you know how it feels. I don't have to tell you. So if I'm at band practice or something, I'm a rock god that night. I'm like, I'm killing it. We're writing great songs. We got to get this going, all the energy. And then, of course, eventually we all become what? Dope heads that sit at home and don't care about anything else. And I lost everything, guys. I had thousands. I've been playing music since I was 14 years old. It's not a hobby. I was trying to. That's why I'm 45 and I just finished my college degree. Whether anybody heard my name or not doesn't matter. I tried. I tried to go in that direction and, you know, chase my dreams or whatever. But I had thousands of dollars worth of music. It was all gone I mean, I'm talking, I didn't even have couches. Every fucking thing was gone, and it was gone so fast. And, you know, I don't like to classify people or classify because everybody comes from all sorts of walks of life and makes things of themselves. But I was in a new world I'd never been before.
Sure.
The people, the places,
The things.
just the towns and the areas I was going into, you know, not the hood necessarily, just the company that I was keeping, let's just say. Okay?
Dark. It's dark.
Yeah. And so for 4 years, whatever it was, I didn't give a shit about music. I didn't give a shit if I didn't have a stringed instrument anywhere in my house. I didn't touch anything. It was
everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything. And it was supposed to be the best time of my life. I was having my first child.
Yeah. And that must have been terrifying to be in that position.
It was the worst thing. I ended up moving back to my parents' house.
Yeah.
Me and my family, my wife, well, we weren't married yet, but and I felt like a total scumbag. But at that time, you keep doing it, right? You keep kind of trying to hold on, even though you lost everything, just to see, right?
Yeah.
And finally, though, and now I'm so far removed from that shit that I know people worry like, oh, well, it keeps me from doing stuff. And I know you, Roberta, had, you know, which I don't care. It doesn't matter. You still did what you did. It's still
the struggle.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's like that shit's nowhere near, and it's not gonna be anywhere. Like I can't even believe. Like I look back and I can't even imagine. I can't believe that was me. You know.
Yeah. You're doing great. I'm so proud of you. What a nice guest today, Fedora.
Yeah.
Made my night.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming on. I gotta go though, but I'll come back on again since this is the first time I've ever done anything like this before.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to Fedora's channel.
I have already.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Sonny.
It was good to see you guys, and I appreciate it. I'll keep listening though.
Yeah, it's so great to see you. If you feel comfortable, put your email in the chat. Do I have your email?
No, I'll give it to you.
And then I'll erase it after I tag it, mark it.
Okay. No problem. See you guys. Have a good night or day or whatever it is, wherever you are.
Okay.
See you. Bye.
Skeletor bones. Well, you're asking who are these losers? Loser. Welcome to the Losers Club. Welcome to the Losers Club. Sorry, we can't all be winners like you.
Yeah, we can't all be winners.
We can't all be winners like you.
I have to say hi to, okay, Megan's here, Cindy's here, Jesse's here. Let's see here.
Oh, somebody's pretty. Okay, cool.
Oh, guess what? Pick girl likes
Yeah, I saw that. Skeletor Bone seems to think you're pretty. Okay, that's cool.
Well, he shouldn't
We're losers.
He shouldn't have called me a loser then. God dang it.
Yeah, we're losers.
I'm a pretty
We'll all be winners like you.
I got something going for me.
We can't all be winners like you, right?
How are you?
Ray.
I have to tell Cindy something really quick.
Sure.
Cindy,
Go ahead.
Cindy, when you leave comments on my channel, for some reason, I cannot answer your comments. I cannot reply. I don't know why. I've gone in my settings. I have no reason why. Here, I can see, I can read your comments on my channel, but I can't reply. So I don't know what's going on. You're not blocked or anything. But let's see here. This dude's being a dick. Am I allowed? Hey, I'm a wrench. Can I just get rid of him? He's annoying the shit out of me.
Well, might as well. He's not adding anything. I thought I was going to be entertained, but it doesn't look like I will be.
He's just
Oh well. Oh well.
there we go.
If you're going to be a troll, at least try to be entertaining. That was pathetic.
If you're gonna be a troll. I like that one.
Yeah, if you're going to be a troll, please do it correctly, you know. Be entertaining.
Give us some
Not even entertaining.
We got Nikki sticking up for us. Nikki's like,
All right. Thanks, Nikki. Appreciate you. Yeah. Appreciate you.
that was fun.
At least she has her teeth now. What is this fucking shit? At least her has her teeth now.
Was I able to? Oh, okay.
At least she has her teeth in now. Oh, no, you're not Fuck you, it's Jan.
Is it her?
Yeah, that language. She gave herself away. Either her or one of her stupid minions. Goodbye, Jan.
Do you want me to put her in timeout, or do you want me just to?
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, please do so.
Okay.
Timeout. If they show up, Jan is known. Jan and her minions are also known for sock accounts.
Why is she so mean to you? That's so shitty.
She's mean to a lot of to other people too. What she did to me, in all honesty, I mean, like I said, I should be thankful she hasn't doxed me because she's doxed other people. But should be thankful she hasn't doxed me, I suppose. But she's turned me into a meme. She's come into live streams to pick fights. She's trolled me. Oh, you're not even entertaining. Good God. Let me take a screenshot of this. I still have in StreamYard. It doesn't take them out.
Okay, so you still have them.
I'm just gonna take a screenshot. Here we go.
I got that. Thank you, Sonny. Hang on, let me
Okay, cool. Sonny.
paste stuff. Okay, hang on real quick. I'm gonna put this email. I mean this
Skeletor Bones. That's the name we're getting.
Yeah.
Bye, troll. Bye, Jan. Or bye, Jan's minion. Sorry, everybody else in the chat. I'm so sorry about this. I realize it's the perils of being a YouTuber at times. The bane of my existence. Well, thanks, Roberta.
Okay.
Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate it. But even I am not immune, you know. I knew this going in. I just didn't know there were some people who'd be so bloody obsessive for over a year now.
Okay.
And if you're not Jan, you can run and tell your boss lady you already tried to troll and you failed spectacularly.
Failed, dumbass.
You failed spectacularly. Like I said, if you're going to be a troll, try and be entertaining.
Nikki says, what? You were cool, Fedora. Some people are such jerks. God.
Oh, I appreciate you, Nikki. I really do. I appreciate you. I'm so sorry to everybody else in the chat that you had to go through this.
Sonny,
I'm so sorry.
I got your email, Sonny. I just sent you a test message, and then I erased your email.
All right, cool. That's fine.
Oh my God, Fedora, I'm doing 1 meal a day today. I'm doing intermittent fasting, so I'm allowed to have 1 meal today, and I'm so hungry. I actually have some of that meal left. I made like vegetables.
Why don't you eat it?
Yeah, I think I'm going to eat the rest of it. I made vegetables and quinoa because I just want to lose 10 pounds. That's it, man. It's been weighing me down.
You look good. You don't need to lose weight. You're good. You look
I
good.
don't feel good with this extra weight on me. It
See, even my troll thought you were pretty.
well, thank you. Doesn't count, though.
Even my troll thought you were pretty.
Doesn't count.
True. True. Okay. A sock account thought you were pretty. I despise trolls.
Me when I wake up in the morning.
I despise trolls. I think YouTube should come up with better ways to deal with them. Some trolls are actually entertaining. I've had some trolls that were entertaining.
Yeah, right?
there were there's one of them. She's more of a parody account. She's a parody account of DC Media Girl. She calls herself DC Media Girl. And she has that one number down. That's entertaining.
Her.
What?
I think I've seen her on your.
Yeah, DC Media Girl. Yeah, she's entertaining, actually. She's actually fun. And there are some trolls that are entertaining and fun. This one ain't it. This one failed spectacularly.
So I wanted to share a story that happened to me while I was in the strip club.
Okay.
If you're up for it.
I'm up for it.
Okay, so it was one of those days in the strip club or nights. I think it was during the day when this, because I liked working days. There was less girls and better clients during the day for I thought. And so but I was having a bad day. I was like PMS. I wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't having a good day. And like everybody was saying no. It was one of those days where everybody's saying no. You can't get a dance. Rent's due. You're frustrated. But anyway, I go to ask. There's a table of guys, and one has crutches. The guy has crutches.
Oh no!
And I asked the guy next to him if he wanted to dance. He says yes. So I start dancing for him, and while I'm bent over, like with my, my boobs in his face, I'm bent over. He grabs me, my butt, but inside. Like,
oh,
he like got up in there.
Ay.
My automatic reflex was to grab his crutches and start beating him with his crutches.
Oh no!
One of those, like I couldn't even think. It was one of those days where those days. It's like you can't put up with a lot of shit, especially when it comes to your body.
True.
And I beat him with his crutches, and he had those small pitchers of beer. I threw it on him, dumped it on him. And then what I did was I took his crutches and I went out and I harpooned him out into the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
Then, right, Megan? It's like, just because we're strippers doesn't mean you are allowed to do that. So, I remember he was all upset and complaining, and I was like, fuck that, blah, blah, blah. I got ghetto in his ass, okay? And the owner of the bar ended up buying him a pitcher of beer and let him stay. Like buying him another one. And I left. I left work. I was like, F this. And the owner of the club, he was nice to me. Because I was reliable,
Sure.
I was cute. I was reliable. So he didn't make too big of a deal of me like doing all that, which was cool. I'd never caused problems before.
Well, especially since if you remember back in the day, I mean, in my day, it was the same way. Most of these girls, because of the nature, of things, the nature of the beast, so to speak, a lot of them would flake out or were not on time or not reliable. But like yourself, I was one of the reliable ones. I may have been using actively. I may have been still actively in my addiction, but I was still reliable.
Yeah, me too. There was toward the end is when I started to fall off, of my addiction. I'd still show up though, but I would nod out like toward the end of my addiction, toward the end of that phase of my addiction, because I've been addicted twice in my life. That was the first time I ever got hooked on pills. And I remember one of the last days at work, I sat down next to one of my regulars and we're talking and I'm nodding out. And I remember him going, "Are you okay? Do you need me to take you to the hospital?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I'm fine." And I was dun, dun. And he's like, you need to go. Like, let me drive you home. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. Yeah. It was one of those nights.
Oh, wow. God. And I think there were a lot of the time, there were more, there would be more incidents, more nights that would have at least one incident. They would vary in gravity, I guess, for lack of a better term. But yeah, it can be. It's a chaotic lifestyle. It is a chaotic lifestyle.
It's so chaotic, yeah. And there's some days you just can't do it. Like you show up, you're dressed, and you just can't do it.
No.
You just can't. You gotta go.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I was at one club. The owner was nice to me. He took pity on me. I had an accident outside. It was on the ice. I slipped and I banged up my knee. And my knee like swelled up. It was every color of the rainbow.
Oh no.
And I couldn't walk, let alone go on the floor and start dancing.
High heels, yeah.
I couldn't even walk. I was like limping. And the owner took pity on me. He says, you better go to bed, get off your leg right away. And he told me he was going to take me to the clinic the next day if the swelling knee didn't go down. And he was true to his word. He took me to the clinic. He took me to a walk-in clinic to get my knee looked at. They in turn sent me to the hospital because they thought I needed x-rays. Luckily, nothing was fractured, but fuck, was that painful. And I was out of commission for the rest of the week. And I was sent home, finally. The transport was paid for back to Montreal because at that time I had taken an apartment in Montreal. And they sent me back to Montreal and to rest and recuperate. What are you going to do? I couldn't walk. So I couldn't even walk. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, it is chaotic though. Truthfully, it is chaotic. You know, if I was I mean, a lot of these owners are SOBs and they would say, well, tough nuggies on you.
Yeah, there was, the owners at the main club that I worked on, they were really nice to me, but I saw how they treated some of the girls. One of my friends, Tracy, we're still friends to this day. He was really mean to her. I don't know why. He was just nasty to her, and he didn't like her. And he was always picking on her, about her weight or this or that. You know what I mean? Like, and she was never fat or anything like that, but she did gain a few pounds at one point. And he just, instead of saying, take some time off and lose some weight, he was like, be mean to her.
I've seen owners like that. There will be owners like, you got to go set up an appointment at the tanning salon. You're looking pale.
Yeah.
You don't look good under the white light.
Yeah.
You got to go to the tanning salon. What the hell?
God dang it.
You got to go to the freaking ass tanning salon. And little did we know that, of course, now it could cause skin cancer. Tanning beds, they could cause skin cancer. But there was one club, I got to say, the strangest owner and one of the nastier ones, too, in personality, like a really nasty demeanor. This was at a small club in a rural area, and it was at the three borders, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Maine, United States. Like it was right at the borders of Quebec, Maine, and New Brunswick. And so you got a lot of customers from Maine coming in. And because especially the young guys, because in the US, or at least in Maine anyway, the drinking age is 21. Here in Quebec, it's 18. So you got all the 18, and in New Brunswick, because they're an hour ahead of Quebec, they're on Atlantic time. We're on Eastern time. They're on Atlantic time. So they were an hour ahead, and their clubs closed at 2. Our clubs close at 3 our time. Their clubs close at 2 their time. They want more partying, so they're going to cross over into them too. They're going to cross over into Quebec for more partying. So late at night is when the club did best, right? Later at night. But the owner, get this. Okay, you're going to laugh, okay? Because I don't know how he reconciled all of this, but get this. He was gay. He was an ex-Sûreté Québec detective.
What?
An ex-Sûreté Québec, the provincial police, Quebec provincial police.
Okay.
He was a detective. If you go back in history, the kidnapping of Pierre Laporte and James Cross, he was one of the detectives on that case.
Interesting.
The October crisis. Yeah, he was one of the detectives on that case. He was gay. And he was a born-again Christian.
Go figure.
Like, how the hell? Like, this guy went to church meetings. He would go up to Rivière-du-Loup, which was the nearest city, if you will. Go to his church meetings. Okay. This is the time. And he treated his barmaids like, I don't know how the OG barmaids stayed so long with him, because he's just nasty.
Nasty, yeah. They must have been making money.
I was, and the barmaids too. Like the clients are nice, the barmaids were nice, but this guy was an ass.
Yeah.
And this guy hated drugs. It's like, well, maybe you're in the wrong type of business. And there was a time the guy had a human rights complaint after him because it was found out, and it's against the law. It's against the Quebec human rights. He had cameras in the washrooms, like the toilet. He had cameras.
What?
Yeah, because he didn't want people doing drugs, and he wanted to catch people doing drugs. Where are people doing them? They were doing it in the washroom. If you're snorting your coke or whatever, they're doing it in the washroom, right? And they're doing it they're probably doing it around the toilet, And he had cameras in there. It's like, oh my God. Like I knew he wasn't a pervert for girls. I didn't have because he was gay. And I mean, he was gay.
Nobody should be looking at me while I'm going to the bathroom.
Exactly. It's like, the girls, especially in our changing area, it's like we're going to the bathroom, we're changing clothes, we're changing costumes.
Tampons.
Yeah, that too.
Have you ever had an accident when you were dancing?
No, mercifully, no. No, I have seen girls who have.
Wearing white thongs.
And imagine the white light. Like we've got this dark room, and over the stage is this white neon light, which catches everything.
Yeah.
In glowing detail, Oh, but I never forgot him, And this was a guy, I swear to God. It's like, and he had two bars. Like he had the strip joint on one side, and on the other side, he had a gay bar. I said, how long is gay bar do in this rural area? But you'd be surprised, okay? On the Maine side and on the New Brunswick side, the Edmundston, New Brunswick side, a lot of gay folks came to party.
Well, and the cool thing about that is like, if you were not out of the closet, you can make the excuse that you were there at the strip club instead of at the gay bar, right? So that was actually a good setup for people who were still trying to hide their identities.
Well, let's put it this way. This dude was not somebody that could be a girl's gay best friend type of. No,
yeah,
he was nasty. This guy was bloody nasty. I know he was just horrible. And like he would insult us on a regular basis.
Yeah, he was just bitter.
Like he was insulted. The only time he was ever happy was the nights his gay bar was open because he was chasing young little men.
Yeah, he had an angry mom.
He chased. I swear to God, this guy chased. Well, it's no different than other middle-aged. A lot of other middle-aged men. He was chasing guys young enough to be his son.
Yeah,
like he was chasing like the 18-year-olds. He was like what, in his 50s, in his late 50s. If he was a chief detective in 1969, 1970 for the October crisis, I'm gonna guess he was in his late 50s, maybe early 60s.
Yeah,
that's the timeline I'm going by. If you remember history. And he was just nasty. And he was going after boys that were like 18. Yeah. And I had heard stories of sexual harassment too from some of the young customers that were there. I had heard the stories.
I think people who go for people like twice younger, like 20-year-old, 40-year-old going for a 20-year-old and stuff, it's usually people who really don't realize that they're that age. They don't feel it. They don't think they look it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cindy says, wow, 16, that is really young to be legal. I couldn't have finished. That's how it was in Germany too, I think.
Yeah, in Holland too, in the Netherlands too. It was 14 actually. In my day, when I went as a kid to the Netherlands, if you were with your parents, 14 was okay to have a drink in a place, at a bar or at a restaurant.
Yeah, when I lived in Germany, kids were in the bar.
You lived in Germany? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I lived there for 10 months in Mannheim, Germany.
I would have loved to have moved to Europe.
It was really cool, especially during Christmas time.
I bet.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like Germans really get into Christmas festivities. They're very much lights and. Fedora, I have to go early because I have a long early day tomorrow.
Okay. Well, thank you for stopping by. We'll definitely do this again. We'll try to get Grebo back. Yeah. Grebo, if you're watching, I hope you're feeling better wherever you may be.
Yeah, Grebo, we hope you're feeling okay if you're listening. And it would be fun to have all three of us. I'm sure we can come up with way
We'll
more.
come up with it. One day we will come up with it. We will make it happen.
I want to put your PayPal up here real quick before I go. If anybody would like,
thanks.
Even donating $1 or $2 would help.
Yeah, Grandma needs a new chair.
Yeah, Fedora needs a new chair.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No, I'll show you what I'm using because my office chair broke. This is what I'm using.
Oh yeah, those hurt sitting there for what after a
That's
while.
why I gotta take breaks.
Bye, Sonny. Here's Fedora's PayPal if you guys want to
Yes,
do it.
thank you. Yes, now we're doing the obnoxious e-begging portion of the show.
Sonny, it's not obnoxious. It's entertainment. People.
Oh, I know. No, it's because the troll I had, Jan and her friends, she also has a problem with people who do the e-begging thing.
It's
even
not.
though she has a PayPal on her channel.
We were talking about our days when we were dancing naked. There's nothing e-begging about that.
No, I know.
It's entertaining and
it's story time.
Some people want to donate a couple bucks, you know.
That would be greatly appreciated. But don't feel also if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. If you also haven't already done so, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, you could give it a thumbs down too. I'm sure, Jan, you're itching to do that if you haven't done it already.
Fedora, put your Teespring in there too.
Yeah, my Teespring. I also have merch.
Fedora has some cool merch too, you guys.
I have merch. Hang on. And the merch store is coming up.
Show them pictures of your stuff too.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Sonny was here. I'm not sure if Jesse is still here. Nikki, Cindy's washing dishes. Pit Girl, it was so nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was very nice to meet you. I'm just going to show my merch for those who are interested. Can you see everybody?
Yes, that looks so good.
Okay.
There we go. Mad Hatter.
The World of a Mad Hatter. That would be me.
Oh, look at the fanny pack.
Yeah.
Can you make it closer?
Not really, unfortunately. Oh, I can't make it bigger because I'm already on full screen. Let me see. Yeah, I'm already on full screen. Hang on. Okay, I have to take us out. Hang on. Let me take us out. Okay, here we go.
Megan,
don't go away. You're just not on screen, so they can see it better.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So that's what BAF stands for.
Be a fucker.
Be a fucker?
Look at his name. BAF, fucker. Be a fucker.
Be a fucker.
Yeah. Hearts Love Drew the Panda. We made.
Where is she?
I don't know.
I was thinking about her earlier today too.
Professional shit disturber because that's me.
Wait, scroll down. Let me see the purple fanny pack. What does it say?
Professional shit disturber.
I like that.
This is all the professional shit disturber.
How much are those fanny packs?
Hang on. 47.54 Canadian. I don't know how. I have it in Canadian dollars.
So it's probably about like $30-some in US.
Yeah, because I have it up in Canadian funds up here. Okay, but I'm sure if you were to go to my link, if you're in the US, you'll get it in US dollars. If you're in the UK, you'll get it in the pound, in pounds. Yeah. Hey, so I've got phone cases. Here's the leggings I especially love, but the reason I can't get them for myself is because Teespring doesn't have plus sizes. There we go. Don't shit from where you eat. A mask that says don't shit from where you eat.
That is hilarious. Don't shit from where you eat.
And the mug too. Don't shit from where you eat. And
Pit Girl says you can't go to a pub. Oh wait, Pit Girl says, hang on, what'd she say? Nice to meet you too, Roberta. Fanny in Scotland is a vagina.
Thanks so much, Pit Girl, for stopping by. And I have another mask. This is Straight Talker. It's a microphone with a red fedora.
Thank you, Eric. Nice to see you again, Megan.
Nice to see you all too. Take care of yourselves and each other. That's what this says.
What does that stuff say?
Take care of yourselves and each other.
Oh,
In
nice.
script font, and this is Straight Talker.
I like that.
And that's a microphone, and it's wearing a red fedora. And this one is Everyone Deserves Kindness. More professional shit disturber.
Is it say shit disturber?
Yeah, it says shit disturb, professional shit disturber. And this one is The Coolest Kids Are Kind. It's kind of like my way of going anti.
I like that.
The Coolest Kids Are Kind. I've got kids stuff too. I've got kids shirts too. And phone cases and all that, beach towels, stickers.
Are those phone cases for Android or iPhone?
I have for Samsung, because Teespring doesn't have for the only, I don't know why, it's every company that does this. They have for Samsung phones and for iPhone. Samsung and iPhone. Did I put my store in the link? Did I put it in the link?
No, you didn't.
Oh crap.
Oh, you did. You did put it in the link. Yep.
There it is again.
And I will put your PayPal one more time. Brian's back. I'm not sure if he can hear us yet.
I don't know.
Brian, you missed a really fun conversation. Usually my conversations are boring, but this time we were having fun. I want to get Grebo up here. That's going to be a blast.
Oh, I would love to get Grebo up here, and we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it.
I got Sonny's email too. So if we ever want to have him back,
yeah, one time, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, we would love to have Sonny back. Okay, yeah. So that is the merch. And my shameless pimping of it. And there we go. Stop sharing. Okay, here we go. So that's the merch, folks.
I'm proud of you for really getting creative with ways to make money.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to eventually start a Shopify for a couple of reasons. Because of better shipping to Canada, and they have better choice of products and better prices. But I'm a beginner at this, so I'm only parked at Teespring for the time being until I can learn the ways around Shopify, because Shopify is a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a learning curve, and I'm going to have to learn it. And so for right now, Teespring makes it easy. But yeah, I will be moving to Shopify in a couple of months.
I'm so proud of you, Fedora.
Thank you.
You're such a lovely woman. I just adore you.
Thank you. The Mutual Admiration Society. I love you too, girlfriend.
Thank you.
I love you too, girlfriend. I'm sorry most of you, and you too, Roberta, had to suffer my troll. But we all have them.
Talking shit about you. That's what pissed me off. I was like,
oh, she does. Oh, she does worse. She's done unflattering cartoons. She's turned me into a meme. She's harassed me. She's been harassing me and all this, while she does this, she's blocked me on Twitter, right? But she manages to continue her stupid campaign.
She harass you, but she won't allow you to stick up for yourself.
No, exactly. So I'm not, it's like, yeah, it's totally impressive. And other people she's doxed, or her friends, her minions.
You should put this one on your Patreon, this video. If you wanted to, it's up to you. I don't know. I was just saying, if you wanted to, I don't mind. Whatever works best for you. It was fun though. I would put something in the title though about being a stripper talk.
Yeah, I will change the title. I wasn't sure if we were still going to talk about that, honestly. And I hadn't heard from Grebo, so I thought I'd make a very generic title and a very generic description, but I'll change it up in the editing process. I may leave it up on my channel. Usually I do keep all my live streams up. I may make an exception and keep this up on my channel for maybe 24 hours and then move it to Patreon. We'll see. But I will be I will have to put an age restriction on it though.
Yeah, put an age restriction.
Because, it's a preemptive strike, because YouTube, if they come for me, I mean, this is nothing. I mean, I don't think it's anything that would get my channel shut down, but it's also something YouTube probably wouldn't.
No, you have to put an age restriction. Also,
I'm going to put an age restriction on it.
Also, like the title could be like middle-aged women talk about their stripper days or something like that. That'd be fun.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, but I'll pick up the title. I'll add some search tags in. I'll see what happens. I'll keep it up for 24 hours. See what happens. If there's a lot of negativity over it, I'll just list it, put it in Patreon. I'll just send it to, like, make it available only to Patreon after 24 hours if it doesn't, you know.
All right, Sweet Pea, you have a good night.
So much. Thank you all in the chat. Take care of
Bye.
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 Good night, all. Okay, good night, all. Thank you all for stopping by. You all rock. And we'll catch you all in the next one. Good night, everybody. Strippers and trolls, Brian. Yep, you missed it all. Strippers and trolls. That's what we should call it. Strippers and trolls. Anyways, good night, everybody.